Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rajas Kakasungura YouTube channel. A big thank you for the support you are granting this platform. Sometimes I think we have a problem in Kenya that needs to be sorted. There is a disease that we've not discovered the cure. You find a politician when out of government or when in opposition, this politician criticizes government and raises very fundamental issues that are critical to help a country prosper. But the moment this politician joins government, he becomes a sycophant. He forgets everything. Even what is happening at that particular time, they can't see. For instance, allow me to use an example. There's this person you call an expert, a professional, with, I don't know, over 20 years experience in finance. Mbadi, the current CS Finance in the Republic of Kenya. The way this guy behaves nowadays, I fail to understand him. It defends what is the obvious. Up to a point I ask myself, really? You know, there are things you look at and you wonder whether these people leave their brains back at home before joining the government. Because things they speak are totally different from what we know. The figures are online. The Auditor General has the budget, control of they have the figures, and they have spoken this severally. The Member of Parliament for Kiharu, Mr. Ndindi Nyoro, has been a chair in the Appropriation and Budget Committee. He understands very well the financial status of this country to the core. He has been there. He has been running those activities. And if there's a person who we must not doubt when he speaks, it's Ndindi Nyoro. Because he has been there. If Ndindi Nyoro tells us today, Kenya will default loans, we have every reason to believe him because he has been there. And he knows everything. Ndindi Nyoro said this, I think, yesterday. And said, I have been in the budget committee as a chair, and I can confidently inform the people of the Republic of Kenya that Kenya might default some loans. And then, you know, it is so surprising. You know, Ndindi Nyoro was in the same parliament with Mbadi, because Mbadi was a member of parliament. So they shared the house. It beats logic when you find Mbadi is coming now to lecture Ndindi Nyoro because he is now in government. Mbadi is coming in public to water down Ndindi Nyoro's sentiments, a man who has been a chair in the finance committee. So Mbadi is pretending to be an expert and watering him down. Can we listen to what Mbadi said?
People out there may not like us. They may say all sorts of things, but we are still their leaders. And therefore, I am just appealing that we are all privileged. We need to be sometimes a little bit cautious. I listened to one of us argue that this country is likely to be taken to pari, that we are likely to default in debt payment. That is irresponsible statement. It is irresponsible, it can cause panic, and it should not come from someone who has chaired Budget and Appropriations Committee. Let me tell you, yes, there were times when we had challenges, but where we are, we don't have a problem with debt sustainability. The numbers are there. The figures are there. Even the IMF has the figures. World Bank has figures. We have been rated out there. The problem we have is about liquidity. Loans were taken at a particular point of time. Most of them are maturing between now and 2032. That is why we have the pressure. After 2032, you go and look at our books and they're public. From 2034 to 2048, we don't have any loan to pay. There is no external loan to pay around that time. Whether bilateral, whether commercial, multilateral, we don't have much loans. But between now and 2032, we must work together. This House has a responsibility. Treasury has a responsibility. Executive has a responsibility. We must work together to steady our economy. And that is why some of us were taken to the executive as experts to make sure that we steer the ship. So don't discourage. This process will continue. I am committed to it. There is no time we will default in our loan repayment. This country is strong economically. It is the strongest economy in the region. So let nobody scare people.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ndindi Nyoro is now lying to the people of the Republic of Kenya, yet himself is saying, it is on record saying, that Kenya has secured a 77 billion loan from World Bank in 2025 and 34 billion from Africa Development Bank. So those are two loans in 2025. So when Mbadi says there will be no loans Kenya will pay as from 2032 and beyond, he is lying to the people of the Republic of Kenya because he knows that he is lying. Ye mwenye anajua anadanganya. Today John Mbadi said that Kenya has received 77 billion from World Bank. Yeye ndiye amesema. Na akaongeza kusema kwamba Kenya has received another loan of 34 billion from ADB, Africa Development Bank. So when he stands in parliament to cheat the members of parliament and Kenyans in general, that where we are today, we have managed. He is saying where we are today because he is the CS Finance. He is blindly defending himself with zero facts. Because, you know, as we speak right now, Kenya must borrow for it to survive because of the mismanagement of funds at the national level. Mismanagement of funds. That is on record, and it has been there with the control of budget. Margaret Nyakang. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Auditor General. The Auditor General regularly releases reports, and there is no single report I have missed to read. And the report in the public domain, even John Mbadi has before told us, the government is wasteful. So ladies and gentlemen, I think there is a disease which I said earlier, like the one that John Mbadi is suffering from, that needs to be urgently treated for Kenya to heal. You ugonjwa isipotibiwa, that things are only right when you're in government and they are wrong when in opposition, we have a problem. God bless you. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.